to have this Bhagavad Kathas, we used to have bhajan sandhyas, evening bhajans.
Have you seen anybody becoming a devotee of Lord, pure devotee, by attending these kathas and bhajans?
So what does Sankhya Yoga mean?
Many people will explain in many ways. But in simple terms, Sankhya means counting. So second chapter is basically a preamble. All topics of Bhagavad Gita are summarized here.
Hi, welcome to KC Talks. With Dr. Keshavanand Swami in this series of podcasts on Bhagavad Gita chapter wise. Today we will enter into the second chapter, which is also called as Sankhya Yoga. Hare Krishna Swamiji.
Hare Krishna.
So second chapter is named as Sankhya Yoga. So what does Sankhya Yoga mean?
Many people will explain in many ways. But in simple terms, Sankhya means counting. Isn't it?
Yes.
Sankhya. If you see mathematics in the book, it will be Sankhya. So it's like counting. Now, why this chapter is named as Sankhya Yoga? There are two reasons for that. One is because what Sankhya does is, Sankhya wants to analyze how many basic elements are there in this universe. By elements, I don't mean hydrogen, oxygen, magnesium. By elements, I mean reality, tattva.
Okay.
So what is at the base? So Sankhya people, when they started counting, they found 24 basic reality, basic elements like earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, ego, soul, like that 24.
Okay.
Now the most important 24th element is soul.
Okay. The subtlemost is soul.
The subtlemost is soul. So because this chapter is focusing on soul, the most important element of Sankhya Yoga, that is why this chapter is named as Sankhya Yoga.
Oh, okay.
So if you read second chapter, it begins with second 13, when Krishna starts giving instruction. Yeah, soul, you're not this body. Soul cannot be cut, it cannot be wet, it cannot be burnt. He's keep on continuing. And then he says the symptoms of a person who is on platform of soul, he talks about that. If you're soul and if you realized your soul, then what are the symptoms? That also he talks. How to realize that you're on the platform of soul. That also he talks a little bit. So basically this chapter is talking about soul.
So basically this chapter of Bhagavad Gita, after the Vishada Yoga, it starts with the existence of soul.
Yeah, existence of soul, and how to the 24th element, soul, is different from all 23 elements.
Okay.
All these 23 elements form our body. Earth, water, fire, ether, mind, intelligence, ego. Soul is separate from it.
Okay.
That's what this chapter is trying to convince us.
So I am soul.
Yeah.
Your soul.
Yeah.
So the existence of soul is defined in this chapter.
Yeah.
But I have no realization that I am soul.
Yeah, that's what Krishna gives the information to us.
Okay.
And then he tells us the method of realization and then the symptoms what will appear in you when you realize it.
So he tells all this in the second chapter?
All this in the second chapter.
Okay. And one more interesting fact is Krishna starts speaking from this chapter, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
He starts speaking in this chapter. Arjuna surrenders to him and he starts speaking. But the first words of his is not instructions. It is basically reprimand, scoldings.
Scoldings, yes.
He scolds Arjuna.
Yes.
Klabhyam masmagma partha naitat. Yeah.
Klaibyam masmagamah prardha naitatyam upapadhyate kshudram hridaya dhaurbalyam tyaktyontishta parantapa.
He says, why you are Klabhyam means you are important.
Such a very harsh word, Swamiji.
Harsh word.
But why such a harsh word? Actually, the Bhagavad Gita is starting with the most harsh word.
Yeah, because you know why? Krishna wants to impress on us. Guru should be harsh with the student. Arjuna surrenders to second chapter beginning. He surrenders to Krishna. Krishna, I don't know anything. Please guide me. Then Krishna scolds him that you are doing nonsense. You are taking wrong decisions. So good guru always scolds and is always hard on the disciple for his benefit.
Okay.
That's what Krishna wants to teach us.
So technically, Lord's words starts with scolding.
Yeah,
That means Guru should be naturally harsh.
yeah.
If there is a Guru who is naturally not harsh in the world, then we should understand there is something wrong with that Guru.
Something wrong with that Guru. Something wrong.
He has made you disciple for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
And you have made him Guru for all the wrong reasons too. So Guru's quality is he has to be harsh. So here in the role play of Arjuna and Krishna, he is playing the role of a Guru. So Guru is so harsh. But naturally in this modern world, if you are so harsh on the people might go,
Yeah, they
you
might
know,
go
crazy, and they might, you know, not even practice the spirituality that
Yeah.
they're supposed to practice. So practically, what is it now for the current age? How a Guru should behave?
Current age depends on the disciple. If disciple is fortunate enough, Guru will be harsh on him.
Oh, if a disciple is fortunate, then Guru will be harsh.
Yeah. If he can take it, if Guru understands the disciple is receiving,
Okay.
he is humble, he will not flip out. Then Guru becomes harsh and then they instruct them. And disciple likes that. It's not that disciple who is sincere, he like it.
Oh, okay.
Because you know what? Sometimes love is, sometimes if somebody keeps on talking to you in a sweet way and they don't fight with you or be harsh with you, you generally think they don't love me. And there was a recent case in newspaper. One female, she divorced a male. And they asked, why did you divorce? So she said to the court, you see, he always follow what I say. He never scolds me. He's always sweet. I'm like sick of it. There is a fight and there is, harshness.
So this over sweetness also, people can't be eating sweets all the day, right?
You're right, yeah. So that's the whole point. Disciple likes, he cares.
Okay.
There is a caring tendency in that, no?
Yes.
Disciple likes, okay, he cares.
Can I also take it like that Krishna wants to kill my ego or kill the ego of a person? Because Arjuna was speaking all logics, all systematically intelligent logics, why he should not be fighting. So Krishna, and that is all coming because of our independent nature. So is it like that Krishna is harsh also to make us not be so independent, and he wants to rupture the ego of us?
Yeah, he wants us to leave our ego aside and understand that we are fools.
Okay.
We need to learn, surrender, be humble. That's why also you can say like that.
Okay. Now going forward after this scolding, how chronologically second chapter proceeds?
Well, this is like, I told you, Krishna talks about the existence of soul first, 2:13 something, 2:11. And he says, first he says, what is soul? How it is different from body. That thing begins the chapter. And then Arjuna even asks Krishna, what is the evidence of the existence of soul? Okay, you are saying, well, what is the evidence? Krishna gives the evidence. Right in the beginning, he says, well, your body changes, but you don't change, isn't it? A body becomes old and young, childhood. If you see a photograph, you'll not be able to even identify yourself in the childhood. So your body is changing, but you are the same person, You remember your memories in childhood and your experiences, not just memory. That's reserved for you. Nobody have that experience, isn't it?
Yes.
It keeps on going. So you are soul different from body.
Okay.
It's that beautiful analogy. An example for that. Evidence. So like that. So and then Krishna begins with the concept how to realize soul, how to come at this platform, how to get the realization. So he talks about little bit of bhakti yoga here, introduces the concept of God and connection with God. And then obviously Arjuna, here is Bhagavad Gita. Obviously Arjuna asks a question in second chapter, and he says, well, Krishna, how do we understand the symptoms of a soul?
Okay.
Symptom of a person who is on the platform of soul. That's what Sita Pragyasya Ka Bhasha, second chapter, 54th verse. Obviously, because anybody can say, I am self-realized.
Yeah.
any guru can come and he can cheat you. This is a very good question. He says, how do we understand that he's on platform of soul? Is there any objective symptoms?
Okay.
Can I see that experience of realization is within him? Can I see that? Even for myself, I might be deluded. I'm realizing soul, but there has to be symptoms. So that he asks final question. Krishna tells about the symptoms of a person who's on the platform of soul, how he walks, how he talks, how he behaves in the society. Very different. You can even easily realize.
So in a chronological order, first he establishes that you are not this body, you are soul.
Yeah.
And second, he gives us a proof how you are not the body and how you are soul. And third, he is telling that if a person is situated on the platform of soul.
No. Third, he is telling that that how do you come on the platform of soul?
How do you come on the platform of soul? So he gives any techniques to,
So here you see in second chapter, he's just summarizing Bhakti Yoga. He introduces Bhakti Yoga. You do, and God, you connect with God. In general, he says, that's all.
And then the final thing is, okay, somebody who is at that platform, what kind of symptoms or what kind of qualities will he have?
Yeah.
So the whole Sankhya basically is about the explanation that we are not this body and we are soul. And we should act on that platform of soul and not merely on body. Anything new explanations of Sankhya Yoga, anything new that, that is only affiliated to Gaudiya's or Gaudiya's understanding or perspective about the second chapter?
In the second chapter?
Yeah.
You see, second chapter, it's also talking about, I told you why it's called Sankhya Yoga.
Yes.
In ISKCON Bhagavad Gita, we have translated the name of the chapter as Contents of Gita Summarized.
Contents of Gita Summarized. Okay.
That's the name. And that's okay because Sankhya also Sankhya, one of the meaning of Sankhya is counting.
Counting.
Isn't it?
Yes.
Another meaning of Sankhya, so when you count something, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you summarize that thing, isn't it?
Yes.
If I ask you, okay, summarize this whole talk, you will say, I'll summarize in 5 points.
Yes.
You see,
Yeah.
point wise.
Yes.
So that's why Sankhya also means summarization.
Oh, that is the reason Prabhupada
that
writes
is
as
why-
summarization.
Yeah, summarization. So second chapter is basically a preamble. All topics of Bhagavad Gita are summarized here.
Okay.
Soul, bhakti, God, self-realization, symptom of self-realization. Also, Krishna talks about lust, how to conquer lust. So everything is basically in a nutshell. That is why it's a very appropriate translation, Contents of Gita Summarized.
So contents of Gita summarized
Yeah.
is a right way to understand. Actually, he's taking us through the Gita now. This second chapter tells all the contents that are gonna come ahead.
Yeah.
The Gita.
That's one thing. Another thing is, you see Arjuna is depressed
Yes.
in the first chapter. I don't want to fight.
Yes.
So, you see, if a person is depressed, you can't give him knowledge. He'll not understand.
Yes.
He'll say, come on, I'm already depressed. I can't understand anything. My mind is reeling. His mind was reeling, he was confused and depressed.
Yes.
So, what Krishna does is, Krishna gives him knowledge of soul to relieve him of depression first.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, you are not this body, you are not this material world, you don't, these things should not bother you because your soul different from this word and body. So the knowledge of soul acts in 2 ways. One is to relieve him from depression.
Yeah.
Another is also, Srila Prabhupada writes in that purport, by the way. Another thing is also to clear his basics, because without knowledge of soul, you can't proceed further in any yoga. Any yoga requires spirituality, means knowledge of spirit first.
Yes.
Otherwise, how do you go forward?
Yes.
So Krishna wants to build a foundation for Arjuna to understand the further message. And that is why also he is talking about soul. He's focusing on soul in Sankhya Yoga chapter.
So one new point I understood is, once somebody is attached to something and he gets depressed, all that he need to first, at least not realization, but understand this information that I am not this body and I am soul. The very understanding makes a person relieved.
Yeah.
That okay, anything happens to the body. Now, I have some little, I can empathize the situation if, something happens to a person. Let's say he's infected by a disease, or there's gonna be some problem, somebody is coming to attack him or something like that, then you really get depressed. And once you understand that no, I'm not this body and my real existence is that soul, your mind becomes at least relaxed.
Yeah, that's true.
For a person who is really situated at the platform of soul, it doesn't matter.
You see, if a person is very fat, the female is very fat, she'll be completely depressed. I don't have a figure. There was one female who came to ISKCON, in the West, and she was very fat. She was very depressed. She was about to commit suicide. I'm like,
okay,
no shape, nothing.
Yeah.
And she came, and then we told her, you're not this body, you're soul. She got a book of Prabhupada, and it was first line, you're not this body, you're soul. Completely peaceful. The depression finished.
First of all,
okay.
So what am I equating to is this formless body.
Yeah.
It's obese body.
Yeah.
But now, I'm not that, I'm soul. So it at least gives a first relief.
Yeah, relief. Yeah.
Relief. So Krishna is giving that relief to the Arjuna, that all the people that you are seeing, whom you are thinking you are killing, you're actually not killing them. You can't kill them.
Yeah, you can't kill them.
You can only kill, the bodies will perish, but the soul can't perish. Beautiful. So he's trying to bring him to the, to at least to the point of solace.
Yeah, so one thing, Krishna is a best counselor.
Yes, Krishna is
the
the
best.
best.
Bhagavad Gita, if you want to learn counseling, Krishna is the best counselor.
Superb. So, one more thing is, Krishna, when he started that sloka of scolding, he said, Hridaya dhaurbalyam. What is Hridaya dhaurbalyam mean? It is a depression, or it is much deeper than?
Hridaya dhaurbalyam means weakness of heart.
Okay.
So, weakness means a weak person cannot take decisions. Isn't it?
Yes.
2-3 options, what should I do? I don't know, I know that's right, but I cannot do it. That's weakness. You can identify what is right for you, but you cannot do it because you fear or you're weak at heart. That is called weakness of heart.
Okay.
So Krishna is saying, Arjuna, you're weak at heart. I know that you can understand that you should fight. Arjuna, in one corner of his mind, he was convinced he should fight. It was Krishna's order.
Yeah.
Of course, Krishna's mission, it should have been clear to him, because before Mahabharata, all these arrangements, all these inspiration, Krishna told, let's fight, Everybody understood it's Krishna's inspiration. He's a pure devotee.
Yes.
And now he has some logics that I don't want to fight. So that's why he's confused.
Right. And more than that, this supports that he came all the way to the battlefield.
Yeah. You see, he came. So that means
he was ready to fight.
So that is, Krishna says, see, you are weak at heart now. You know what's right. I know in your mind, you know that you should fight and you should follow my order. But you are unable to do because you fear. You fear killing your guru. You fear destroying Varnashrama system, whatever he was thinking. That's why I use this word, weakness of heart.
Can I infer this in this modern day scenarios? Some people might be attracted to spirituality, and
but
they
think
weak. But they're weak, so they can't take spirituality with the fear of society, fear of social circle.
They are weak.
So this becomes
of course. And to these people, first you have to give knowledge of soul. You see, that is why many people, gurus, they like do bhajans and like kathas of God and this and dancing. That's not going to help them.
Yeah,
because they are weak at heart. What the medicine they need is Sankhya Yoga, knowledge of soul.
Yeah.
Then they become relieved like Arjuna, and then they will be able to do something practical, spirituality in their life.
Yes. But Swamiji, from my childhood and different places, like I grew up in Delhi, Bombay, we used to have this Bhagavad Kathas, we used to have bhajan sandhyas, evening bhajans.
That's mostly no use, that's entertainment. Have you seen anybody becoming a devotee of Lord, pure devotee, by attending these kathas and bhajans?
First of all, we think that attending is bhakti, no?
People think, but what I am saying, have you seen anybody changing their life? Their complete lifestyle is changed and they become...
No, I have... at least they have not become monk, and spirituality has not become a prime focus of life.
No, even in their life, they have not left sense gratification. Everything is going on.
Yes. Because the kathakars also, when they do katha, they strongly don't say about leaving. First of all, the sense gratification, bhoga,
they don't talk about all these things.
I have not heard, because I have gone to Bhagavad Saptas.
Because they cannot talk.
Why?
Because if they say leave bhoga, leave sense gratification, leave selfishness, the question is why?
Why?
The question which will come in their mind is, why should I leave, my house, my body, my children.
Hmm.
So first knowledge should go, your soul, you are different from this. And then they will have some logic. Okay, now I should leave sense gratification, selfishness, because I am not this.
Hmm.
This is not mine.
Okay.
Then there is some logic behind to leave it.
Oh.
Otherwise, they will not be able to leave it. Why? What's the inspiration of leaving? They will say it's bogus. So these Kathakars are not giving the basic knowledge of soul, so they cannot speak this. Even if they speak, it's waste.
So you seriously claim that that's all an entertainment?
I mean to say, why? Krishna could have spoken Katha, no? To Arjuna. Okay, Arjuna, now let's hear some my leelas. No? And you'll be completely fresh to It's not happening.
Using harsh words is also not required. He could have said some Bhagavad Kathas to him and changed his mind.
Yeah, just become fresh, think about me, and we'll have some bhajans and you will be Krishna conscious and then fight.
Between a battlefield bhajans. Okay, so Sankhya, so overall is maybe it is a trend that, some host or person is asking some bhajana people to come and do bhajan and is thinking it's a punya karya, so that people also come and chant. But you are telling that without proper knowledge, without understanding soul, if you do anything, it doesn't have a great value. It becomes just another manoranjan, entertainment for you.
Yeah, that is why second chapter is very important.
Okay.
Second chapter, Krishna is telling those who are weak-hearted, for them, first there is knowledge of soul.
Okay.
And most of the people are weak-hearted in this age, isn't it?
Definitely, we are all confused in decisions that we have to take.
And we are confused, super confused about spirituality. From spiritual perspective, we are all weak-hearted.
So, can I add this point that real bhajans and real kathas are to get back to our soul, to understand and get to the core. So, you said spirituality is working for spirit.
Yeah.
But here we are working for our, happy music, very good
for
music.
your body.
Yeah.
Your ear entertainment, your dancing. How does it benefit? It's like simply like a movie song, It doesn't benefit anybody.
Seriously, Swamiji?
Yeah. What's the benefit?
So the katha is really not benefiting soul in any way?
Modern katha.
Okay. Okay.
Previously, Bhagavad Katha used to happen. And people used to go chronologically. First, they used to tell about soul, and then God, and connection. All philosophy was there. I mean, you see Parikshit Maharaj, how he was instructed by Sukadeva Goswami, Bhagavad Katha, 7 days.
Yes.
There was no bhajans, there was no entertainment. He was speaking philosophy. So Bhagavad Gita, there is no philosophy. There is just something halla gulla going on.
So the takeaway from this particular chapter is spirituality. Guru should be hard, harsh. He should not be entertaining disciple. He should only speak the truth. And the second thing is,
he should also, he says harsh Krishna, at the same time he is also concerned.
Concerned, okay.
Right? That's why he's giving first solace to Arjuna. So both words are required, harsh and concerned. Otherwise, harshness is...
Only harshness again becomes very...
Yeah. It's not a good idea.
Very hard on a person's mind. Yeah. So very concerned, but at the same time, for a discipline, for a discipline, harsh. And Sankhya is a foundation for any spiritual approach. That is what I understood out of. So without knowing the Sankhya, without knowing the tattvas of soul, without knowing, the real knowledge of our existence, we can't get into any more discussion of spirituality.
That's true.
Superb, Swamiji. So I have understood one thing. So next time, whenever I go to a bhajan, whenever I go to a kirtan, or whenever I go to a Bhagavad Sapta or Bhagavad Katha, I should really see that has to, bring me to my real identity, that is my soul. If it is not doing that, and after hearing that, I'm just happy because it is soothing to my ears and, it is refreshing me. I'm still attached to the surroundings, attached to my family, attached to my car, bungalow, money. If a katha is not bringing detachment to a person, to the journey towards the spirit soul, then the katha is just an entertainment. Superb. So Sankhya is the first step to spirituality.
Yeah, that's true. And you see, the name of the chapter is Sankhya Yoga. In Sanskrit.
Yes.
Yoga means connection.
Yeah.
And Sankhya means knowledge of soul. Isn't it?
Yes.
So the idea here is, until unless you don't get the knowledge of soul, your own identity, you will not be able to connect with God. No matter how much any other knowledge you have. So that is why this chapter is very, very important. People give less importance to this chapter. But I think this is the most important chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Second chapter. It makes the foundation. On this, now Krishna will build the building.
Superb.
That's it.
Thank you so much for this lovely
Krishna.
explanation, Swamiji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.